This video is going to be about collecting Annette items. Now, Annette was one of the members of the Mickey Mouse Club. She went on to do singing, films. There's some books about her, fiction and fact, loads of photographs and other items. So I'm going to go over some of those briefly with you. Now you can see that these are some of the fiction books that was done. Now those four can be obtained separately, or they come in a 4-book set. There's also one based on one of the movies she was in. More fiction. Then she was also in various Disney movies. Horsemasters, I thought, was pretty good. Now these are not heavyweight movies, but they can still be enjoyable. She did a lot of beach movies. There's also a collection just about her. Babes in Toyland, which was pretty good. You can also get the Mickey Mouse Club collection of some of the shows. Now, I don't think there is one of all of their shows. Frankie and Annette, beach movies. Lots of Luck, which was not a serious movie, but it was a lot different than the beach movies. Then you can also get DVDs of the Mickey Mouse Club. And then there's books about her. This book in particular, I wouldn't bother with. I read it. It was incredibly disappointing, extremely strange. Then you can get this book. And then she was also an author. She wrote a biography. And then there are books about the Mickey Mouse Club, which will have some material about her in them. And then this is another one of the books. Now, as I said earlier, she was also a singer, and there are a number of LPs and DVDs, Annette on Campus. And you notice this one uses the same image. Dancing. Then there's one about the Mickey Mouse Club. You can see she was very popular because they put a lot of things out about her. This going for the beach type outfit. Annette and Paulinka. Muscle Beach Party. And Annette was of Italian origin, so it's natural you're going to have her sing some material like that. Okay, Annette's scrapbook. More of her songs. There's no doubt she was beautiful, and I think that of course helped with her popularity. A lot of boys had crushes on her. Annette Pajama Party. Now, she was beautiful, but also wholesome. You're not going to find X-rated pictures of her. You're not going to find nasty stuff about her. Those are a couple of the CDs I have. And then we're back to some more books. This one again has something about her in it. Another one about the Mickey Mouse Club. The Mickey Mouse Club scrapbook. And this one I found a little unusual. It's very large. But what it is the comic book version of Babes in Toyland. Then here's another Walt Disney book, which will have some about her. And then we get to the Annette Funicello dolls. And you can see here where you can put the dolls. Oops. And then the various outfits and so forth. I put them in here because otherwise they're just going to, get lost. And there's two more of the doll sets. Then you can even find puzzles. This is from the Babes in Toyland movie, as is this one. There are also fanzines. Now these are going to be harder to get, and they're going to be more expensive. I only have a few. And there is a Annette Funicello coloring book. And this is her country music album. I got this off eBay. Apparently it was actually her property in her house. There was of course a fire, and this was one of the items saved. All the money went to the Annette Funicello Multiple Sclerosis Fund. There were of course comic books with her in them. The Misadventures of Merlin Jones. I didn't really care a lot for it. Spin and Marty, from the Spin and Marty TV show series. And this one, which I don't think the person that did this looked at the cover, because this really makes her look bad. I mean, she was beautiful. And in this one, she almost looks like a zombie or something. And then she was also in the Disney Zorro series. And then this is another one of the Misadventures of Merlin Jones. Now, I found one thesis about her. And you can see the title there. And then a couple things related to music. Again, another thing from Babes in Toyland. But this one is the vocal selections. And then this one is just a single one, first name, initial. With the music. And I unfortunately cannot read music, but I still wanted to add it to my collection. Now there were a series of Walt Disney magazines for the Mickey Mouse Club, and she ended up on a lot of the covers, which again shows you just how popular she was. And there's some more down here. You notice this one similar to something that was on one of the albums. And then as far as other magazines go, she was in a lot of them. These are the ones with her on the front, motion picture. I don't have them all, by the way. Hit Parader, one from Disney, TV Star Parade, another kind of magazine, and here's some more magazines she was in. The Globe, which is not necessarily the most dependable magazine in the world. Now she got into stuff like Silver Screen because she was in movies. And you can notice the difference in older and newer magazines. The older ones were regular paper. These are kind of on glossy paper. Star Album. And then she also had her line of teddy bears. There's an article about it, and here's one of them. Next is something called a press kit. A press kit will usually consist of a holder, something which will be explaining about whatever the movie is, and then 8x10 photos. And you can see these are the ones she was in. There were several that didn't feature her, but I'm just showing you the ones that she was actually in. And press sets are very interesting. I have them for one or two movies. Girl Interrupted was one of them. And then I did my own scrapbook of her. That's the front cover. Oh, it's heavy. And there's the back. Now that's a cover of one of the magazines she was in. This is actually a 45 RPM. Now, these are images I downloaded of her, saved them as MPGs, and then went and had them printed out. And this is a card that was part of a set. And another image of her. And this showing some of the LP covers she was on. Okay, here we go with more of the images of her. I think you can see she was quite beautiful. When she was older. Another image. Then she was in ads. And there's another 8x10 with her in it. Okay, then we have more images, more photos. Sometimes your hairstyle I thought was a little bit on the strange side. That one I think is from the Horse Masters. That's a good movie. Whoops. Okay. Then we have another ad that she was in. And then more photos. This is something somebody else made. It's not an official first day cover. This is when they take something, put the stamp on it, and then use their computer to put other items on it. It's interesting, I think. Now this one is, let's see, from one of the DVD sets. That's from the TV series Annette. More photos. Babes in Toyland. From the Mickey Mouse Club time. Okay, a couple more photos and another 45 RPM, first name initial, which is the one that I have the music for, and a page I didn't put anything on. An ad for Beach Party. There's just all sorts of stuff you can find on there. There's one of the paper dolls. A few more of the photos. More of the photos. These aren't expensive. You can usually get them done for 10 cents each if you have enough of them at one time. More of the, I think it's possible you might be getting the idea that I really liked her. Okay. Let's see. Then an individual photo here. These kind of things you can just stick other stuff in if you want in your scrapbook. And then more photos. And indeed, more photos. This is a much larger one. Did I mention I like her? That's the one that was on the cover of the Annette on Campus. LP. Now you can get a lot of these images off of Pinterest and other places. I mean, there's no shortage of... She must have been one of the most photographed women in the world, because there's so many. This is from the Horse Masters. And then there's the monkey's uncle, 45 45. Some more images of her. She did a good job in Babes in Toyland. And I think the Muscle Beach parties movies are kind of fun. And there's another one. Another 45. Okay, get this sooner or later. Okay, some more images. Okay, here's some more photos. Horse Masters again. She never did any nude photos or even risque photos. Wasn't in any movies that showed off anything that would have been upsetting to people. Plain swimsuit. Another one of the paper dolls, and some more photos. Now, should you decide to do something like this, as I've said before on other videos, there is no one right way to do it. There is no wrong way to do it. You do a scrapbook the way you want to. You put in it what you want to. You arrange it the way you want to. I happen to like it because, you know, I can just go back over here and, oh yeah, I remember these and so forth. Most of these items I got off eBay. You can find some things at record stores, Etsy, Bonanza, a lot of different sources for these. Like I say, I really like her. I think she was a wonderful person. And there are many videos on YouTube about her. So, you can see her that way too. So I hope if you like Annette, this might have given you an idea of how you can get your own collection going. Thank you for putting up with another one of my videos.